Hi, thanks for coming. This has been a long time since I've uh, done a video, and I was decided I would make one more about diabetes because the I still have people going to my old videos about diabetes, and I thought I'd want to update them to see uh, better uh, how I've done, how I fared, and how I intend to do better in the future. And the title of this video is going to be about diabetes, of course. And I had type 2. I got rid of it. I had neuropathy that was associated with it. I got rid of it. Um, the I've had talked to some people, and one of the things that stood out from me talking to people is that they have a great deal of trouble sticking with a plan. And I understand that because I have the same trouble myself. The and one of the things that I discovered about diabetes, I said the first video was about how to cure your diabetes in uh, in a couple of days at 4 cents a day, and that was a misplaced hope because I made that video back in 2013. And one of the things you should know about that is that I'm still alive. Now, if you're a person that has diabetes or afraid you have, you should actually make a big effort to change your life, because if you don't and your diabetes gets worse, it's going to change your life. Okay. The So when I made that video in 2013, I was able to bring my blood sugar down from 240 down to 140, 180. But the downside of that, okay, so I thought it was pretty much covered. The downside of that is that I couldn't get it below 140. And the next year, even though I was taking the baking soda and the lemon juice pretty regularly, I got another foot wound. And so now I had to figure out, okay, what to do next. So I've been spending time. One of the things I'll tell you is that I've been very successful. Not with that, I don't do the lemonade and baking soda anymore. I found better ways to deal with the blood sugar. And I'll go through those with you in a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to say was I listened to one of the foremost uh, urologists who was a recognized expert in the field of diabetes. And one of the things he said was, and I have not seen it since, because diabetic doctors don't want to tell you, but their experience tells them that within 5 years of the initial diagnosis of diabetes, a good percentage of those people that are diagnosed, and I think it's like about 15 or 20%, I'm not sure of the number, um, will get either a stroke or a heart attack or die from those. So the fact that I'm doing better than I did more than 5 years ago is a testament to what's working for me. And one of the things is that you can say, oh, well, if it works for you, it may not work for me. Well, that's true to a certain extent. Um, the thing you have to realize is that this particular program goes contrary to the American Diabetes Association that says you should eat small meals many times a day. And the reason for them saying that is that you always get a spike when you eat food. And that so then if you eat small portions, the spike will be smaller and hopefully the damage will be less than eating a big meal. Well, that turns out to be counterproductive. The thing that I found that's been the most useful, okay, and if I had to say priorities to what works, okay, the baking soda and lemonade is about maybe a 3 or 4. More importantly is things like um, getting a higher amount of chlorophyll, whether from dried food or live food, doesn't seem to matter. You can buy supplements and it'll have an effect. Okay. Um, Reducing the amount of carbs does help. Um, so that would be so if you're diabetic and I'm talking to you, I know how you start to crave foods after a while, and there's a good reason for that also. Um, Taking water is good. Taking water without fluoride is even better. So you need to get a water filter system that gets rid of the fluoride. Taking melatonin. There's a book, and I'll put a title of it in the description so you can go get it. Staying Young the Melatonin Way. That's had a big effect on my life. And it's only been a couple of months. But absolutely the best method, which I still don't see people talking about, is to do a type of intermittent fasting that and measuring, okay, how you're doing is absolutely the best, and it'll take care of things like neuropathy, erectile dysfunction, because what it does, it gets rid of systematic degeneration of the body due to toxins. And it's still not a perfect system as far as I'm concerned, because I have been modifying this over the years and trying to find the best way to make it work. And if I go too far astray, I'll get issues coming back. Okay. Just to give you a brief example, I'm still looking for a solution for my hair. And so I came across somebody who was talking about some research that was done that shows that the lack of zinc causes hair loss to get more. So I started taking that, but what I noticed is that I started to get muscle cramps again. So finally I came across something for the muscle cramps and said, well, too much zinc can cause muscle cramps. Wow. So I went back to my calcium, magnesium, zinc pills. So there's a lot of stuff going on that you need to do by trial and error. And as far as I can see, it's always going to be here with me. But let me tell you, okay, so that, and I have other things about the, okay, the name of the book is Getting Younger with Melatonin. It's a 1995 book. You can get it on Amazon. It's been out of print for a while. I don't know why it has. But I wanted to talk to you today and sort of go through with you, because that's going to take some time, is that if you induce autophagy in the body will scavenge dead cells, plug cells, cells that aren't working very well, fat cells, and you can eat anything if you're doing autophagy correctly. For instance, today I had blueberry pancakes, but only after my blood sugar went below 120. It went to, I'll take a look here. So I have a little book, and it's all I do is keep track of, in this book, of when I take my blood glucose measurements and what time it was. Now I'm starting to record what I ate the last time of the day. Not so much for the last two times. Well, for instance, you can see it. I'll just read it out to you. Today, this is the 18th. At 9 o'clock, I took my blood glucose. It was 129. But I waited till 10 o'clock because to do it again, because I wanted to get it below 120. And now there's a pattern developing where my blood sugar will be low and then it will go up again. Okay, and it depends on the last time that I ate something the previous day. So at 10 o'clock I took it, excuse me, it was 138. So I thought, okay, well, it looks like it spiked and it may be going down, but I took it at 10:30 and it was 142. So I said, okay, I'm going to wait another half an hour, and it was 126. But then I said, okay, well, it's still not, it's good, but it's not below 120. So at 11:40, which is 35 minutes later, it dropped to 110. So that's the pattern that's holding consistently. For instance, on the 17th, which was yesterday, at 8:10, I had a reading of 124. 8:55, which is 45 minutes later, it had gone up to 135. I waited a little bit longer. At 9:30, it went up to 158. Okay, so then I decided I would go out and do something, and when I came back and measured it at 1 o'clock, it was down to 122. That's when I finally ate. Okay. And on the 16th, I took it at 8:10. It was 142. So at 9:25, I took it. It was 132. So it's dropped 10 points in an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. Then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to wait. And I waited from 9:25 to 11:04, which was an hour and 40 minutes, and it was down to 121. So because I've been going through a lot of things, I decided, well, 122 and 121 are close enough. Okay. But the issue that I've been taking to having a snack around 6 to see how much I've been doing, and usually it's been an ice cream bar. And I think that's, if you look at Dr. Mercola's guidelines, he's saying you can do anything up to 60 calories and it will still keep the state of autophagy going. So, um, and I've told people to take the blood sugar thing, and I think now that I've done this experiment, that people have the same spike in blood sugar because they are waiting. That's what if you look at one of my videos, I say you should do that. Well, it turns out that that this spike on the way, so you're supposed to go 14, 16 hours until the autophagy starts. And what happens is that, try as I might, if I eat something too late in the day, and it's more than 60 calories, I'll get a reading that's low when I get up. It'll spike when I start moving around, and then finally it'll fall. It'll fall much lower than what I took the original reading. It doesn't seem to matter what I eat, how I eat. So this is, to me, this is part of the machinery of the human body and can't get away from it. So one of the things that I've done, okay, because I get my test strips and the machine, I'm on Medicare now, so they pay for it. The key to all this is to measure periodically and keep track of it with a little book like this. Um, I did go find a site. Oh, let me get back to it. Okay. Because I'm on Medicare, I don't pay for the test strips. Okay. The machine is not really the biggest part of this. Their Walmart has the cheapest machines around, and it had the cheapest test strips. So if you want to get a machine that you feel is American made, then this is the machine for you, is to go to Walmart and get it. I'm on Medicare. Both my test strips and my meter are paid by the federal government. The test strips that I get, I see the bills because they mail them to me to let me know what they paid, and it's $1.80 a test strip. I found, and I have the link in my description. I'll put it in there. I found a glucometer that's relatively the same price as the Walmart one, but the test strips are half the cost. Well, like, give you an example. The other day while I was doing my testing, I actually used 10 test strips. Well, if I'm paying $1.80 a copy, that's $18, and that's only for one day. I don't think that you're going to like to do that. If you have to do the same thing with 10 strips from the Chinese guy, I think they are. I'm not sure. I didn't ever buy them. But they've got to be accurate enough to be used overseas. And if you're looking, how accurate do you have to be? Well, I think you can be within an accuracy of 1 to 2% won't make a difference, because what you're looking for is the direction. So that like today, it went from 158 down to 110 in 3 test strips. So if it was only a 1 or 2% difference, well, so what if you get a reading of 112 instead of 110? It doesn't matter. The difference in the drop or Autophaqgy. Now there is one thing, it takes a couple of weeks to get it. I didn't bother to get it because I'm getting the strips myself, but I wanted to find it for you. If you buy them and have a problem, call me. But what's important, okay, is that you keep on looking. I'm still working on getting my hair to grow back, because I think that that's part of another sign of another issue coming. And one of the things I've noticed, if you look at people that say, men that are older like me, and they say they have diabetes, they don't have a lot of hair. Okay, so there's something else going on there. I'm still looking for it. But to sum up, you need to keep looking. Get the Walmart test strips if you want to feel comfortable with them. It's going to double your cost for the test strips. This is the most expensive part of what I do. Get on Medicare if you are and you're worried about that, get checked. Because one guy, Robert, he's got blood in his eye now, and he's talking about going to do a $3,000 operation, which I hate to think of what it would be here. If you're worried about money, okay, the thing you want to do is you want to get better. You know, there's this big thing about insulin here in the States, and that insulin now costs a month's supply costs over $500, unless you can get a deal. Okay, so getting better is the least expensive thing that you can do. And the fastest way to get better is to check on inducing autophagy. It will get better quickly. Okay. If you want to deal with erectile dysfunction, that also will take a little bit longer, but it's worthwhile. The neuropathy is still, I got rid of it. It still comes back periodically when I don't get the right mix of supplements. But it's gotten a lot better. You know, when you first start out with neuropathy, eventually you can't even feel your fingers touching. Okay, so I still have feeling in my hands, but they tingle a little bit if I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, I trust no matter what you do is that you continue to look for solutions to both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Okay, so thank you.